Hi, this is Sherry, and a friend of mine is dealing with some bunions, and in discussions with her, because we're so geographically far away from each other, I've given her the recommendation of looking at getting yoga toes, which helps to create space in between the toes in a very passive way, in that you're not actively using your feet when you are wearing yoga toes. If you want more information about that, you just send me an email and we can have a little chat as to how they can possibly benefit opening up the foot and the toes from and alleviating some of the pain of bunions and or plantar fasciitis. So those are yoga toes. However, in the meantime, sometimes we can do ourselves a favor by using something that we might have at home. And what I've done is I've taken a little bouncy ball and I've cut it in half. Now these are very, very soft and a lot of squish to them. And sometimes people might recommend that we use like a tennis ball or something and cut them in half, and sometimes that can be a little bit too vigorous to start with, but you can make some progressions as you go along. So all I've done is just taken a normal little bouncy ball and cut it in half for my feet. So in order to open up the foot, and if you've watched my other video about creating space between the toes using cotton balls and toe separators, this is sort of the next step of things that you can do to help starting to get energy to the muscles in the foot, start to open them up, like giving yourself a massage. So I'm going to be sitting down, but all of this work can be done standing up, depending on what your feet are feeling like and how much active pain you might have when you put pressure on them. So we're going to start with these half balls under the center of the heel. Now, if I stand up, they're quite squishy, so I'm not getting a lot of pressure into the foot. However, the intention is for you to be able to take a few breaths and let go of the foot, so making it soft, so it feels like you're absorbing the ball into the foot. And you can press in each foot and just starting to feel that the top of the ball is penetrating into the muscles a little bit more. A tennis ball would definitely be more vigorous, even like a golf ball I'm not a big fan of, because you can't cut those in half and they might get away from you and make you feel imbalanced. But the idea is that you want to start stimulating the foot, starting at the center of the heel, adding pressure, releasing, feeling like you are absorbing the ball into the foot, and then progressively working your way. Do that 3 to 4 times on each side and keep moving through the midline of the foot. When you get to the ball of the foot, having your heels on the floor and the toes soft. So we're not wanting to be gripping on in the toes in order to do this. And we can press in, lifting the heel up to maybe make some space in between that area underneath the toes themselves, so along the ball of the foot. And we can lift those heels up, pressing in, getting some more, and keep trying to keep the toes as soft and not trying to strain or to press against. Again, we want to have this feeling of absorbing. Then the toes. So in a bunion case, and I've talked about that in the other video, that the big toe is veering towards the baby toe, and possibly the fourth toe or other toes are trying to come to the center. The foot is always trying to be in balance. So in order to keep you upright and moving forward, the foot has done everything it can in order to create balance so that you can be walking. And so this might have changed the direction or the position of the toes themselves. Place the big toe, have the ball of the foot on the floor, the big toe on top of the ball. Lift the heel, and I want you to feel a stretch into the joint, right down to the base of the big toe. Nice big stretch and down. Inhaling as you, before you lift up, so good breath in. And then exhale, lift that heel up and have a good stretch. You can do both toes at the same time. Do that at least 3 times. Then move so that the second toe is the one getting the attention. Again, inhale, exhale, lift, and down. Again, repeat that 2 or 3 times. And then progressively make your way to the baby toe. Lifting all those up, keeping space in between. If you have some team toes happening where toes like to hang out together, get your fingers down there and separate them so that they can get their own turn getting a stretch. The other way you can use these half balls, and again, these are very, very squishy, not very vigorous at all. You want to work that whole outside line. So somebody who has a bunion has a tendency to bear their weight at the outside edge of their heel and under the base of the big toe. The weight distribution goes across the foot. So we want to start waking up this outside line so that this baby toe can start to have more participation in our actual step. So we step down and just continue to work and stimulate that outside edge of the foot, get some energy going to it, and releasing that baby toe on both sides. As well, we can do the inside line. Often as a pronator, you may not have as much, you may have more pain in this line of the foot, so just be gentle with yourself. You're not wanting to push through so much when it comes to this, but same idea, start at the back of the heel and just, taking a few breaths, breathing, and working that whole inside line of the foot. One of the things that you want to start creating is space in between those toes and have those toes liberated from each other. So, sitting down at the table eating dinner, have your shoes off, see if you can fan your toes, baby toe first, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and you can use your fingers to help support those toes as well.